I need to tell you something that might make you uncomfortable. All those motivational videos you've been watching, all those speeches that made you feel inspired for 15 minutes, all those quotes you saved on your phone and never looked at again, they're not going to save you. I know because I used to believe in motivation too. I used to think that if I just felt inspired enough, I would finally do the things I knew I needed to do. I would wake up one day burning with purpose, and everything would suddenly fall into place. That day never came. And after years of building rockets, running companies, failing spectacularly, almost going bankrupt, and somehow coming out the other side, I finally understand why motivation is a visitor. It shows up when it feels like it and leaves without warning. You can't build a life on visitors. But discipline moves in permanently. Discipline doesn't care how you feel. Discipline shows up on the days when motivation doesn't even send a text. Tonight, I'm going to share the 10 daily disciplines that have carried me through every failure, every triumph, every impossible moment of the last 25 years. Not because I'm special, but because these disciplines are available to anyone, including you, especially you. Let me be brutally honest with you. When people ask me how I stay motivated while running Tesla, SpaceX, Neuralink, and half a dozen other companies, I tell them the truth. I'm not always motivated. In fact, most days I'm exhausted. Most days I'd rather stay in bed. Most days there's a voice in my head telling me that today can wait, but I get up anyway. Not because I'm motivated, because I'm disciplined. And there's a massive difference between those two things that most people never understand. Motivation is based on feeling. Discipline is based on commitment. Motivation is weather. Discipline is climate. Motivation depends on your mood. Discipline depends on your decision. I made a decision years ago that I would show up for certain things every single day, regardless of how I felt. And those things, those 10 non-negotiable disciplines, have become the foundation of everything I've built. If you take nothing else from this video, take this: stop waiting to feel ready. Start building the systems that work even when you're not. But here's what might surprise you about me. I'm not naturally disciplined at all. When I was young, I was chaotic, scattered. I had a million ideas and no ability to execute any of them consistently. I would start projects and abandon them. I would make plans and break them. I would promise myself I'd change and then watch myself do the exact same thing the next day. I remember being in my 20s, living in a tiny apartment, showering at the YMCA to save money, and wondering why nothing in my life was working. I was smart. I was ambitious. I had vision, but I had no systems. And vision without systems is just entertainment. It's mental movies you play for yourself that never become reality. The turning point came when I realized that successful people aren't more motivated than unsuccessful people. They're just more consistent. They've built structures into their lives that force them to show up even when they don't want to. That's when I stopped chasing motivation and started building Discover. Let me walk you through the 10 disciplines that changed everything for me. These aren't theories. These are the exact practices I've done every single day for years. Discipline 1, I define the day before it starts. Every night before I sleep, I decide what tomorrow's priorities are. Not 100 tasks, not a fantasy list. 3 things. The 3 most important things that must happen. When I wake up, there's no confusion. There's no negotiation. There's only execution. Most people wake up and ask themselves what they should do today. I wake up already knowing that single shift eliminates hours of wasted decision-making and procrastination. Discipline 2. I protect the first hour. The first hour of my day belongs to no one but me. No phone, no emails, no notifications, no input from the outside world. This is sacred time. Time for movement, time for thought, time to prepare my mind for battle before the battle begins. If you give away your first hour, you've already surrendered control of your day to someone else's agenda. Discipline 3. I do the hardest thing first. Every day has one task that I'm dreading. One thing that feels uncomfortable, uncertain, or overwhelming. That's the thing I attack before anything else. I call this eating the frog. And once the frog is eaten, the rest of the day feels almost easy. You carry the momentum of that early victory into everything else. Discipline 4. I schedule thinking time. This sounds absurd to most people. Scheduling time to think, but here's the reality. Most people never actually think. They react, they consume, They respond to whatever's in front of them. I block at least 30 minutes every day where I do nothing but think. No inputs, no distractions, just me and my own mind, working through problems, generating ideas, asking questions. This is where breakthroughs happen, in the silence, not in the noise. Discipline 5, I move my body before demanding performance from it. Every single day, I move. Not always intense workouts, sometimes just walking, sometimes stretching, sometimes light exercise. The body and mind are connected in ways we still don't fully understand. When I skip movement, my thinking becomes sluggish, my mood drops, my decisions get worse. Movement is non-negotiable because performance is non-negotiable. Discipline 6. I say no more than I say yes. This might be the hardest discipline of all. Every day, opportunities come, meetings, projects, ideas, people wanting time, and every yes I give is a no to something else. Usually to the things that matter most. I've learned that protecting my focus requires ruthless elimination. I say no to almost everything so I can say a full yes to the few things that actually move the needle. Discipline 7. I review failures daily. At the end of every day, I ask myself what didn't work, what mistakes did I make, what could I have done better, where did I fall short. Most people avoid this. It's uncomfortable, it hurts, but growth lives in discomfort. I'd rather face my failures every night than repeat them indefinitely because I was too proud to examine them. Discipline 8. I protect my inputs. What you consume becomes what you think. What you think becomes what you do. What you do becomes who you are. I'm extremely careful about what I allow into my mind. News designed to frighten. Social media designed to addict. Conversations designed to drain. I filter ruthlessly because mental clarity is a weapon, and most people dull it voluntarily. Discipline 9. I rest without guilt. This one took me years to learn. Rest is not weakness. Rest is strategy. I schedule recovery the same way I schedule work. Sleep. Time with family. Moments of complete disconnection. The mind needs space to integrate. Ideas need time to develop. Push constantly without recovery. And you don't become stronger. You break. Discipline 10. I recommit every single morning. Here's the truth. Discipline isn't a decision you make once. It's a decision you make every single day. Every morning, I wake up and choose these disciplines again. Not because I'm on autopilot, but because I understand that the moment I stop choosing, the drift begins. The slide back to average starts. Excellence isn't a habit. It's a repeated choice. I want you to understand something. These disciplines didn't make my life easier. They made my life better. Easier would be sleeping in. Easier would be avoiding hard conversations. Easier would be doing what feels good instead of what matters. But easier doesn't build rockets. Easier doesn't change industries. Easier doesn't create the kind of life that you'll be proud of when you're looking back at 80 years old, wondering if any of it meant something. Hard builds things. Discipline builds things. Showing up when you don't want to builds things. And here's the secret nobody tells you. The more disciplined you become, the more freedom you gain, because discipline creates results. Results create options. Options create freedom. The people who avoid discipline in search of freedom end up with neither. So, here's what I need you to hear. You don't need more motivation. You have enough ideas. You have enough inspiration. You've watched enough videos and read enough quotes. What you need is commitment. Commitment to showing up tomorrow whether you feel like it or not. Commitment to building systems that work even when you're tired. Commitment to becoming the kind of person who keeps promises to themselves. Because that's what discipline really is. It's keeping the promises you make to yourself. It's treating your own word as sacred. Every time you say you'll do something and don't, you erode trust with yourself. Every time you hit snooze when you said you'd wake up, you chip away at your own belief that you can be relied on. And every time you follow through, especially when it's hard, you build something more valuable than any external success. You build unshakable self-trust. That's the real prize, not the money, not the recognition. The deep, quiet knowledge that when you decide to do something, it gets done, period. That's who discipline makes you. I'm going to leave you with this. Motivation will never be enough. It was never designed to be enough. It's the spark, not the fuel. Discipline is the fuel. Discipline is what carries you through the days when inspiration vanishes and doubt creeps in and every cell in your body wants to quit. These 10 disciplines aren't complicated. They're not secrets. They're available to you right now, tonight, without any special equipment or permission or circumstance. All they require is a decision. A decision that you're done waiting to feel ready. A decision that you're done chasing emotional highs that disappear by Tuesday. A decision that you're building something that doesn't depend on whether you woke up inspired. That's the life I live. And it's available to you, so choose one discipline. Just one. Start tomorrow. Do it whether you feel like it or not. Do it for 7 days straight. And watch what happens when you stop outsourcing your progress to a feeling and start owning it through action. If this landed the way I intended, subscribe. There's more coming.